Hi guys, happy June. It's officially the beginning of gardening season for me. So I'm going to show you what my garden looks like right now on June 2nd. So here is my strawberry patch. The strawberries came back as they come back every year. So I have my regular strawberries here and I have the tiny baby strawberries here. I have something growing in there. I don't know if those are just like baby strawberries or not, but we'll see what comes up. And then this year I am attempting to grow sweet potatoes. I have two varieties of sweet potatoes. I have the Jamaican sweet potato and I have the Japanese sweet potatoes. So that's what I have here. I grew carrots in here last year, and my carrots went to seed, and the seeds are just coming up. So I heard it online. Somebody said chaos carrots. I think I'm going to have loads of chaos carrots this year. I have some growing in this bed, which I'm not going to do anything about. I'm just going to let them mingle with the sweet potatoes, whatever. I got these bags from Dollarama. I'm trying to attempted to use them as grow bags. We'll see how they hold up. And then rice bag. My mother-in-law was like, we use others like rice bags and stuff to grow food. So I'm attempting to grow something in one of them to see. Maybe I'll keep all my rice bags throughout the year. Carrots growing in there. So I had moved some of the soil from this bed into there, and then carrots just sprouted in there. And then I was actually trying to grow, what was I trying to grow in here earlier? But anyways, bugs came and ate them. So now I just have beets in here. And now my herb bed is still my herb bed for this year. I have thyme. I have some, I don't know, fills me. And then I have some basil. I have some basil in there, which is supposed to be like a good smell for the garden. Really, that's what I'm going for. I have some scent leaf, which you can't see right now because they're tiny. That's what I have in there. And moving on to this big bed, if you can remember, by this time last year, my big bed was like 4, but we're not going super crazy this year. I'm growing some onions. You're gonna see I started some onions from seeds inside. I mean, it's a disaster. I'm never doing that again, but I started some anyways. So I have that in here. And then I'm attempting to grow watermelons. I'm obsessed with watermelons. I think that's my obsession this year. So I'm growing watermelons in here. So I'm going to have 2 watermelons, one on this side, one on that side. Hopefully they do not cross-pollinate. And then I'm growing tomatoes, and I have a funny story about tomatoes. So um, I'm growing 3 varieties of tomatoes. I have 3 of those in there. I actually only wanted 1, but 3 plants survived, so I transplanted all 3 plants. So I have 3 tomatoes in there. And honestly, I bought those tomatoes just because I wanted like large enough tomatoes to be able to use for sandwiches. That's the only reason why I'm growing the tomatoes. And then on this side, I have 1 cherry tomato just because I eat cherry tomatoes all year, and then we have 1 yellow tomatoes just because I think it will look very pretty. And then I had seeded some scent leaf in here as well. You can kind of see that line, super tiny. Yeah. And then I have my peppers. This year I am only growing how many? 1, 2, 3. That one is probably not going to survive, the one on the end over there, because it's very tiny. But this is a red variety. That's the Onsuka yellow variety, and that's on that red variety. So that's that for this area. Over there, oh, it actually came up. Interesting. Over there, I am growing watermelon. I seeded it, as you can see, it's popped out of the ground. Not watermelon, sorry, cucumber. So I have cucumbers over there, and it's the goal is just like it comes from the middle and then it just goes up the sky. And then somebody actually encouraged me to try growing garlic last year. So I actually put garlic in the ground in the fall, and it came up for the most part. I think not all of them came up, but it's significant enough. I tried 2 options. So I planted garlic in here later in October. I started some earlier in October. The ones that I started in early October did not survive, but the October ones came up. And then I had some onions that had like shoots. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are onions. It's just onion from my pantry that started growing. So I just decided to put them in the garden. And as you can see, more chaos carrots. I'm just going to leave them until harvest time. Oh my god, this video is getting so long. Okay, in here I have corn. My corn story I have told. I am not telling my corn story again, but I started corn in this bags because I saw that you could actually start corn about 2 weeks before the last frost, and I was like, oh, I'm going to test that theory out. So I started this one's 2 weeks before my last frost date, which incredibly the kit just came up after the last frost date. And then I started this one much later. As you can see, they're a lot smaller. And then I think maybe the birds, because I had two rows, like one row here and one row over there, but I'm only seeing like three coming up. So I already reseeded on that side for the corn. And then here I have watermelon. Watermelon that's supposed to go up this trellis. I don't know if anything. Oh, it looks like something might be coming up, which is great news. But watermelon over here, so coming up. So it is like I have one variety that's supposed to go up this way, and then I have another variety that's supposed to. Oh my goodness, incredible! The watermelon that I seeded are kind of coming up again. This one I transplanted, which didn't die, but yeah, all the other transplants that I had didn't survive. So, anyways, my trellis is supposed to be beautiful watermelons growing, and you can kind of see from my video I have like all this like flowers. My husband really wants to have pollinators in the garden this year. Like, we're trying to let the bees come and play, so we are planting flowers all around the garden. And I just bought these flowers, I just transplanted them. But yes, I was also trying to grow bok choy. Yes, that's what I was growing on the other side where the bugs were eating. So I'm trying to grow some bok choy, and that's what's coming up in here. I'm just trying the seeds for this year. And then on this side I have some carrots that are coming up, and then I'm going to fill the rest of the bed with shoko and iwedu. And that's that for this year.